there are a lot of things in life that are not perfect.
Everything is gonna be fine.
Steve, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna figure it out.
What was your first feeling when you guys started this franchise long time ago? Did you know that it will push the boundaries of television and all the women movement in TV?
I did not know that. No, I think my first feeling when I read the script was that it was super different, but I didn't know the extent to which we would be pushing boundaries and that people would kind of react to us. I just thought that it was so special and I really, really wanted to be a part of it. That was my first feeling. And then I think as we went on, it became obvious that it really was quite different and that part of our inherent DNA of the show was to push boundaries. That came more as we went, and we're just so lucky that that was the case.
So I'm curious, after so many years, it's more than 20, you guys are pushing this boundary. Do you think that, is there any end? Is there any wall that you can cross on, or you guys will do it every season, every time? Because to be frank, it starts to be harder and harder every time.
Well, I mean, in some ways it's harder and in some ways it's not, because I think that and just like that, we're pushing different boundaries, you know? So it's not the exact same boundaries as Sex and the City, because that was a show about women in their 30s, 40s, and I guess Samantha possibly in her 50s. But now we've come back and we're all in our 50s going into our 60s. So it's different boundaries get pushed. And I think one of the things that we wanted to talk about was boundaries about aging and societal boundaries in terms of like our society's changing and growing and, you know, how do we adapt to that? And those are different questions now than they were at the first show. And that's why we can continue. I think if we were still trying to push the boundaries of the first show, that might get a little hard.
And also, I'm very curious, with the third season, do you feel that your character is growing, and what are the viewers finding in this show that they're coming back all the time to it?
I think that, yes, Charlotte is always growing and thankfully, right? Because who would want to play a character that's not growing and changing? Certainly wouldn't want to play them all this time, but Charlotte's always growing. And I think all of our characters are always growing, and the writers are so smart about how they develop each character. And I think that people come back because they feel like they know the characters. And also they feel that the characters are reflecting different parts of themselves back. I think that's what you want to have from your entertainment, right? Is some kind of, you want to feel like you're connected somehow to what's happening in their lives. And I hope that's why the people come back and watch. I certainly feel that when I'm out and talking to people who watch, they feel connected, or they have different things that have spoken to them over the years that they'll talk to me about. And there's no greater compliment really than to be able to be part of something that connects to people.
You said that this show is entertainment. And yes, I agree with you. But I can probably see many people that are approaching you saying that this show helped them, that it opens some doors in their head, that they can change a little bit their life. And I'm curious, is it true? Are people coming back to you with such thoughts?
Yeah, I guess so. Let me think about this a little bit. I think they mostly say to me things like, you know, I remember when this happened, I was going through this. Like they find connection. It might not be the exact same thing that the character's going through, but it somehow speaks to them and informs their choices or the way they're thinking about something, I guess. And I hope that's what it does. I think that, you know, we've tried to make these characters not perfect and relatable, and, you know, they might not always make the perfect decision, but you're going to see them kind of, you know, going through what they're going through, trying to make the right decision for themselves. And isn't that what we're all trying to do, right? Like we're just struggling on, trying to make the best decision we can. And I mean, I hope we help people. I think we do. I think even if you just help people by making them not feel alone, you know, that's powerful.
For those more than 20 years, were there any arc, any scene that when you repeat in your mind right now, you're thinking like, how did I find the strength to do it on camera?
Gosh. When I think about the first season of And Just Like That, I had to cry so much. And it was more for kind of, I don't know if it was comic exactly, but it was for the purposes of the scenes. But I remember, and I'm a crier, but it was a lot. Oh, I had to cry day after day after day after day. And I don't even know if you can tell when you're watching it, but oh my gosh, it was challenging. And I really was like, Michael Patrick, please, please don't make me cry so much. But obviously some really sad things happen the first season. But you know, sometimes that's hard because you're having to kind of contort yourself emotionally to get to the places of grief and upset, you know, that the characters might be. But in Charlotte's case, it is often for comic purposes, right? So that's a kind of a hard thing to do. But I mean, I don't mean to complain. I love Charlotte and she has deep feelings and I'm lucky to play a character with such deep feelings.